Hello grade 7s. Today we are looking at double bar graphs. Last week we looked at bar graphs, and so today is double bar graphs. We are on page 60 to 61, so if you could get your book and look at it, I'm going to run through the first problem with you, and then you can work on some others for homework. So this will be a quick video. I just want to look at a couple of things with you. So if you look at number 1 on page 60, it says 2 sporting goods companies graph their sales for January through June. So company A and company B. And when it says when you glance quickly at the two graphs, which company appears to have higher monthly sales? So company A has higher bars. So that looks like the one that has sold more because there's more bars that are up high. But if you look at the scales, so remember, you look on the scale on the side, company A scales are going up by 20, 40, 60, 80, starting at 0 and going up by 20,000 each time, up to 80,000. And on company B, they're going up by 100,000 each time, all the way up to 400,000. So even though company A looks like it's higher, company B is actually higher because their scale is so tiny. That's why their bars are so small. Okay, so the bars on the graph for company B are so short because most of them didn't actually hit 100,000. So you can see that's not a really great scale for company B to use in their sales. Now, if we wanted to compare these two sales, the two sets of sales for the companies, instead of using two different scales, you could use the same scale. But another way you can make it easier to compare is by putting the information in the same bar graph. And this is what's called a double bar graph. And so you need to come up with the same scale. And what makes sense is to go a little bit more with the bigger one. So if you look at the scale, they chose to go by 50,000 each time. So 50, 100, 150, 200, etc. And then have a little legend or a key there to show you that the dark bars are company A and the light bars are company B. And so you put company A and B together for each month. So in January, what did each company sell? And then you can compare them really easily, which company sold more. So what you are going to do is finish graphing this information for the rest of the graph there from January to June, and then you can compare the information and answer some questions about it. Okay, and then you'll also do number 2 and number 3. And number 3 has a bar graph and a stem and leaf plot. And if you remember, we studied stem and leaf plots a couple of months ago, very briefly, but we did do those, and you knew how to set them up, and you knew what some of the benefits of them were, such as being able to see what the mode is, which is the most common number used in something. You could see what the range is from the lowest to the highest number, and you could see, you could find the median number by counting inward to the middle. Okay, so those are some benefits for a stem and leaf plot. So you can compare that to the bar graph next to it and see in what situations is a bar graph or in what situations is a stem and leaf plot useful for organizing your data. So for homework, you're going to do number 1, 2, and 3 on page 60 and 61, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.